Word of the day is pessimism. Pessimism is tending to see the worst aspect of things or someone who believes that the worst will always happen, even when things are good. Saying of the day, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. 8 ways to think yourself happy. The power of positive thinking. Number 1, think positively. It's important to have a positive outlook on life. How many people got a positive outlook on life?
I try to have it
Trying? Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with trying. Nothing wrong with trying. That's the start. That's the start. Trying. Because repetition is the mother of all skill.
Good, Mitch. Good.
How do you think you got so good at being depressed? Repetition. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's like I don't like anything. I don't like negative thoughts and stuff. And something stupid starts coming up. I just get away from it.
You see what he's doing now? You see what he's doing now?
He's doing a 360. He's trying to.
What he's doing is now negativity and negative talk isn't normal to him anymore. Now when he hears it, it stands out. And he says, I'm going to remove myself from it. That's how you take care of your peace of mind. Either you're going to feed negativity or you're going to feed positivity, but you cannot serve two masters. You can't have a balance of negativity and a little bit of positivity. You're sick if you think you're going to have balance in that area. It's going to be one or the other. Think positively. It's important to have a positive outlook on life. Sometimes it can be hard to maintain a positive attitude when you're going through hard times. We've all experienced those moments where we feel like nothing is going our way and we just want to give up. But here's the thing. If you want to think yourself happy, then you're going to need to learn how to stay positive whenever possible. That means that even when things aren't going well, you must find something good in each situation and focus on that instead of dwelling on what's wrong. This may seem like an impossible goal at first, but with practice, it'll get easier until eventually it becomes second nature. It's becoming second nature for him because he's opened himself up to it. 8 ways to think yourself happy, the power of positivity. Number 2, think optimistically. Optimism is not about pretending that everything is rosy and good. Optimism is actually the belief that things will get better and that good things will happen. It's faith. It's what they call in the Bible faith. You know what? I don't have everything I want. I'm not where I want to be in life. I don't have it all figured out. I don't have it all mastered. But you want to know what? I'm on the right track. You want to know what? I'm not where I was last year this time. Even though I'm taking baby steps, I'm getting better. Optimism. Optimism is really just a choice you make. It's a choice for everybody. You can either be optimistic about life, or you can sit around and think about your past and think about all the bad things you don't like in life. When you decide to think optimistically, you're choosing to focus on what's working instead of what isn't. By being optimistic, you're choosing to be grateful instead of bitter and resentful. By being optimistic, you're choosing hope over despair, and those choices start to add up. Baby steps start turning into leaps when you add them up. Number 3, train yourself to think creatively. When you're feeling down, it can be hard to imagine that there's another way of looking at things, especially when you feel like nothing is going right. When you're feeling down, it can be hard to imagine that there's another way of looking at things, especially when you feel like nothing is going right. But if you force yourself to come up with new ways of thinking about your situation, you'll find that it can make you feel a whole lot better. If there's something in your life that makes you unhappy, a job, a relationship, whatever it may be, don't turn it into a resentment against yourself or anyone else. Whether it's your job, whether it's your relationship, anything, do not turn that into resentment against you and against the people in your life. So what the hell are you going to do? Go to work and just hate everybody at work? Hate everybody on your job? Go home and you're still thinking about a job even though you're not getting paid to think about it at home? When you're there, you don't want to be there and you're on the clock to make some damn money. But when you're off the clock, you rather think about that damn job that ain't paying you right now? All you're going to do is get resentful and you ain't going to want to go to work. You ain't going to want to be around those people because I don't know of a job that pays you to get along with your damn co-workers. That ain't what you there for. You there to do a job. And as long as you can respect other people, stay out of their damn way so they can do their job, you ain't got nothing to worry about. A lot of times jobs become so damn toxic because people start a damn new job and talk about all their damn business. Now you uncomfortable because these people know too much about you, but you run your mouth too much. A lot of times we make our own situation worse for ourselves. When I start a new job, I don't go up in there rubbing shoulders. You got a girlfriend? None of your business. That ain't going to help me put this wire in there. Go make your money and go home. Instead, try thinking about how you can make it work for everyone involved. Win-win. When you think creatively, you're not just thinking of a new or different idea. You're also reimagining the way that you approach your problems. And when you see things in new ways, you also find solutions that weren't apparent before. Open up your mind, expand your mind to new ideas. 8 ways to think yourself happy, the power of positivity. Number 4, think purposefully. I'm not going to have stuff haunting my mind while I'm trying to relax. I'm being purposeful. I'm not going to get on Facebook and be on Facebook until I get tired and go to sleep because the last thing I see on Facebook might be something that's toxic. And now I'm not purposeful anymore. Now Facebook is basically sending me off to bed with what they want me to go to bed with. Being purposeful with your morning means when you wake up in the morning, you think positively. That's being purposeful. When you wake up in the morning, you don't watch news. You may watch it later on, but you don't want to start your morning off with it. At least get your first routine in and then let the news drop all of that negativity on you. But to start your morning with that, the first thing, that's not being purposeful. The news is going to start your morning off with whatever they want you to hear. And you'll find yourself going through the day feeling some type of way and it ain't got nothing to do with you. Got to do with the news you just watched. Think purposefully. Thinking purposefully is not about being in denial or trying to ignore your thoughts, but rather more about being mindful of the way you think. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. It's about learning how to think in a way that helps you make better decisions and feel happier. When you're feeling sad, anxious, or lost, it's very easy to slip into a downward spiral of negative thoughts. But if you start thinking about what makes you feel good, and then figure out how to get there, you'll find yourself moving in the right direction and feeling much better as a result. 8 ways to think yourself happy, the power of positivity. Number 5, think on elevating thoughts. Elevators go up, right? So you want some thoughts that bring your mood up, opposed to thoughts that bring your mood down. This is a process where you think about the things in your life that fill you with warmth, joy, and gratitude, as opposed to thinking about things that make you feel fearful, angry, jealous, or sad. Think about the time when someone was kind to you and helped you out when no one else would. Think about all the ways in which the world is beautiful and amazing. When you focus on those positive aspects of life, you feel better, not only because you're appreciating all the good that you already have, but also because you're training your brain to look for positive things instead of automatically looking for problems and challenges. Problems and challenges. And when you do that long enough, your brain starts to see more of those positive things too. 8 ways to think yourself happy, the power of positivity. Number 6, think about things that make you laugh. Bro, I was laughing the other day, man, had tears coming out of my eyes. I was laughing so hard, bro. Ain't nothing, I mean, that's life. I mean, find something to laugh about. I feel good when I'm laughing. Sheesh. Think about things that make you laugh. When you're having a bad day, giving yourself the chance to laugh is a simple way to turn your mood around, and it doesn't take much effort. You don't have to go out and do a stand-up comedy routine. Just try to see the lighter side of things. Instead of letting yourself get stuck in a negative cycle, try to think about what could be funny about the situation. And check this out. Even if it takes some time for you to see the humor in something, because you ain't going to always see the humor in something right away. Remembering that we all have bad days will help you keep your perspective. 8 ways to think yourself happy, the power of positivity. Number 7, think long term. The urge to get what we want or need right now is hard to ignore. It's one of the most basic human instincts, and it can be a powerful motivator. But it's important to consider how this need for instant gratification affects your long-term happiness. For example, if you buy something on credit and don't pay it off right away, then you'll have to make monthly payments with interest for months or even years, and that can get expensive. It will likely put a damper on your mood as well. So always think about how your actions today will affect your life in the long run. What can you do today that will make sure you're on track for a better tomorrow? It's not always easy, but if we all just took the time to consider the question before acting on our impulses, we could all be much happier. 8 ways to think yourself happy, the power of positivity. And the final one, number 8, think possibility and opportunity. Studies show that the more you focus on your failures and problems, the more they seem to get worse. How is somebody going to protect you from yourself? How is somebody supposed to protect you from your thoughts when it's your thoughts that are the problem? Studies show that the more you focus on your failures and problems, the more they seem to get worse. But when you start to see problems as opportunities for growth and improvement, when you turn the table and flip the script, because it's all about, is the glass half empty or is it half full? Because there's some times I was going through some stuff and I thought it was going to destroy me. I thought it was the worst thing that could have happened at that time. And by the time I came out on the other end, it was the best damn thing that could have happened to me. I was able to get it out my system at a young age. I thank God. Some things that you think are problems, if you flip the script, and a lot of stuff come on, man, I ain't the only one who got stuff like that. Thought it was a problem, and then you had to go through it, and when you went through it, it turned out to be a benefit. How many times you got to go through that before you start trusting somebody? Studies show that the more you focus on your failures and problems, the more they seem to get worse. But when you start to see problems and opportunities for growth and improvement, they become much easier to manage. There are virtually no limits to what you can do or how much success you can achieve once you start thinking about the possibilities in life instead of focusing on the problems and the hurdles. Happiness is something that can be cultivated and nurtured through the practice of positivity. You can't just expect your brain to change its tune and think happy thoughts on its own. You can't just expect your brain to change its tune and start thinking happy thoughts on its own. If you want to be happy, you have to consciously choose to be. Essentially, happiness is a state of mind. Happiness is a choice. If you want to be happy, you have to consciously choose to be, essentially, happiness is a state of mind. Therefore, thinking yourself happy is all about choosing a good mindset, which means you have the power to change your life by changing how you view it. 8 ways to think yourself happy. Number 1, think positively. Number 2, think optimistically. Number 3, train yourself to think creatively. Number 4, think purposefully. Number 5, think on elevating thoughts. Number 6, think about things that make you laugh. Number 7, think long term. And the final one, number 8, think possibility and opportunity. How y'all feel?
I think if we do think positive, then there's a less chance of negative thought. If you start dwelling on the past and dwelling what it could have been, then it sends you into a slump.
Yeah. Hey,
if you think positive,
come on.
What can happen, what can I bring this day, then it brings the mood level up,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel much better. You treat other people better around you. Instead of doing bad things.
Mm-hmm. Walking around trying to give everybody a little sample of that negativity. You want everybody to experience that negativity. See, but how we think controls how we feel. Catch this. How we think controls how we feel. How we feel controls our actions and how we perform, how we treat people. So if I want to change the way I treat people, if I want to change the way I feel, I got to start by changing the way I think. It's a process. You got to change the way you think, control the way you think. And if you can control how you think, you can control how you feel. And if you can control how you feel, you can control your actions. Any other questions, concerns, or comments?